Hey guys, Balkan Architect here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to create this really cool spiral stair that fits into 1 square meter. And I'm just going to be showing you how to create that inside of Revit. Now, I thought this was really cool, especially for compact spaces where you don't have enough room for a full staircase. Having a spiral stair that fits into just 1 square meter, I think that's amazing. I didn't think that was possible, but yeah, it is. So I'm going to be showing you how to model this. Obviously, we cannot do it as a regular stair, so we have to be creative a little bit, and I'm just going to be showing you the entire workflow. Now, before we jump into Revit, I would just like to take a moment to ask you to check out my website, balkanarchitect.com. I'm going to link it up just below this video in the description, and then also up in the cards above. There you can find all of my courses. I cover numerous topics in Revit, from beginner to intermediate as well as advanced level users. There's something there for everybody. Also, there you can check out some of my customized ready-to-go Revit templates. You can check out some of my high quality, highly realistic Revit families, and we also have a plugin which might interest you too. Okay, so now without any further ado, let's jump straight into Revit. And here we are in Revit. As you can see, this is what we have here. So basically I've just modeled some walls here just to kind of have something to start with, so we don't have like a clean slate or empty project. So basically here we have level 2, level 1. Now the elevation difference here, you'll notice it's 2.2 meters, so that's usually what you have to work with. Unfortunately, this type of a stair will only work in compact spaces such as this one. Okay, so now for the first step, let's go down to the south elevation. So we're basically looking at this stair head on. And what you want to do here is you just want to come to the work plane panel, go to reference plane, RP is the shortcut, and then you just want to place 2 vertical reference planes like this. Hit the escape key a couple of times, then you want to select one of them, and then come in here and make sure that the offset from the wall is 150 millimeters or 15 centimeters. Then here I'm just going to do the same thing, 150. Okay, so we're just going to be using this to kind of help us position the column that's holding the stair in place. We also need 1 vertical surface, so let's go into our floor plan. Okay, come in here, and then basically you want to position like or place the position of the column that's holding the stair. So again, I'm just going to go here to reference plane, and then I'm just going to place it here. So that's 60. Okay, we can go with 60 millimeters or 6 centimeters from the edge. Hit the escape key a couple of times, and then you just want to name this. So I'm just going to name this, let's go with stair column. Okay, so once we have all of this in place, now it's time to actually model that column and then start placing the stairs. So for the column, you can go to the south elevation, zoom in a little bit, then you can go here to set work plane and set it at that column, stair column. Okay, go to structure, and then here if I go to column, let's see, do we have some sort of a circular column? No, we don't. So you go here to load family, it's going to open up the browser. Let's go back a few steps here. So basically when you're in your family library, you scroll down and you find your structural columns. You open that up, you then go here to steel, and then here we have this kind of circular hollow column. We can use that, so let's hit open, and for the size, yeah, let's go with this one for example. Click OK, and now we can place that column. Now for placing these columns, I like to set this to fine level of detail just because it's going to look much better, and then make sure that here it's set to slanted. Well, actually when you're in an elevation or section view, it's already going to be there, so you don't even have to do that. Then you just come in here, click at the bottom, and then click here at the intersection of the levels at the top. Hit the escape key a couple of times, go to the 3D view, and it's in the wrong place. So you might be thinking, well, we've set the work plane, why is it here? I think it's snapped to the floor here, so that's not too big of a problem because you can always go back into level 1. You can go to move, click here, and then just move it here on this reference plane. So it's there now. And now if you go to the south elevation, it's there. If you go to the 3D view, it's there, and we have our main column in place. Now it's time to model the steps, and that's actually the hard part of this tutorial. So what you want to do is you want to go back to your south elevation, and now we have to load in an image. So I found this image online that's just kind of giving me the basic dimensions, and I'm just going to resize it a little bit. And all of this will be available on my Patreon page. So if you just follow the first link or the second link in the description, or click up in the cards above, that's going to take you to my Patreon page where you can get access to all of my Revit project files, including this file here. Okay, so anyways, let's now come in here and place this, and then I just want to scale it down. So basically I want the bottom and the top here to fit. So what I'll do is I'm going to position the bottom here like so. You can also use the arrow keys. Okay, so once you have it in place at the bottom, then you can go here to scale and use the graphical scale, and then click here on the bottom, and then click on the top. Make sure it goes kind of straight up. So click here, and then just expand that to the top here. Okay, there we go, perfect. So this is just going to help us a little bit. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to create reference planes for each of the steps, or each of the treads, I guess. So you go here to reference plane, and then I'm just going to come in from here, just like that. Perfect. So we have the first one, and then I can just go to copy, check multiple, and then you just come in here and you just copy this up as many times as you need. Now, don't worry about being too precise. So if you're off a little bit, that's perfectly fine. We're going to be fixing that later on. So here I can mess this one up, okay, and then this one, perfect. Hit the escape key a couple of times, okay. Then what you want to do is go to your aligned dimension here on the quick access toolbar, or just use the DI shortcut. Then you want to click on the top level, and then just click on each of these reference planes, just like so. And then at the bottom level as well, click here, EQ to make them equal. So now all of the spaces are equal, and we can just delete this. And here it's going to warn us, do we want to unconstrain this? I don't want to, so I'm just going to click OK. Okay, so once we have this, now it's time to model the actual steps. So what you want to do for that, that's kind of the most difficult part, is modeling them and then copying them upward and rotating them. So we're going to be to do this as an in-place component. So you want to go here to level 1, turn on thin lines, and turn on here fine level of detail. Perfect. Then you want to come in here at let's see, component, model in place. For the category, let's just go with stairs. Okay, stairs 1, perfectly fine. Okay, so once we're here, what you want to do next is just model an extrusion. So don't worry, you're going to do this at the bottom level, and that's perfectly fine. So what you want to do here is just you want to find the bottom here and then create a circle. So just like that. So basically just a simple circle. Take one line and go like so. So at the bottom, find the center of the circle, and then you want to have this at, and I wrote this down, so that should be 174 degrees. Okay, so it's basically 6 degrees. Oops. 107. Okay, now it's going to be difficult. Okay, so 174. Okay, so you just have that center line, and then what you can do is just select this one here and go to mirror, pick axis, and then mirror it around like this. Then you want to come here with a line and just go perpendicular to the line where you're to that center line. Okay, like so. Hit the escape key a couple of times, select this, and then you can delete the center line. Use trim and extend to corner to fix this up here. Okay, then you can use the split element tool to remove this part in the middle. Hit the escape key a few times and then delete this. And then finally use the trim and extend to corner to fix this up like so. Okay, so now we have this, and I'm actually going to extend it a little bit further, and then we're going to be trimming that later on. So once you have the first step in place, you hit finish. You set the extrusion end to minus, let's go with -3. click apply. Okay, go to the 3D view, and this is what we have. Okay, so now once you have this in place, you want to go to your south elevation, come in here, go to move, and then grab that edge here. When you unconstrain it, it's still going to be constrained. So what you have to do is hit the escape key a few times. You can also turn on wireframe just so you can see it easier. Okay, so this was 3 millimeters, so I want it minus 30 for 30 millimeters. Yeah, this is what I want to see. Okay, so once we have this here, you want to select it, and then see this button, it says disassociate work plane. So you click that, and now you can move it freely. So if I go here to move, if I click here, and then if I move it up at the intersection of the first reference plane, as you can see now it's going to be able to move up. Okay, so once we have it here at the first position, perfect, then you go to copy, and then you copy it up by one step. Okay, so once I come here, you click, hit the escape key a few times, and now it's time to rotate. So I've also written this down, okay, so the number for rotation. So then you go back to level 1, select this. Now for rotation, you want to rotate around the center of this small circle here. So you do that not by going here to rotate, but actually you go to edit extrusion, you select all of the line work, then you go to rotate, and then you can place the center of rotation here in the middle, and that's what you want. And then you just come in here and rotate by, what did I say, 18.66 or 0.66. Okay, there we go. So now this is the correct rotation that you want to use, and then you just hit finish. Okay, go to the south elevation, so now that's here, then you copy that up again, and you basically repeat the process until you get to the top. Now I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I want to show you the part where we kind of go the middle, because one thing changes there. So anyways, go back to level 1, edit extrusion, select the geometry, go to rotate, place the center of rotation here, and you just repeat the process, 18.66. Okay, once we're here, hit finish, south elevation, go to copy, zoom in, copy it up here. Okay, just like that, hit the escape key a few times. I double click it here, and then it's going to ask me to go to level 1, which I'm going to do. And now we can just immediately rotate. So if you double click, it's just going to go into edit boundary, which is really useful. And then again, rotate, place center of rotation here, go 18.66. Okay, just like that, hit finish, go to the south elevation, and now again you copy. And we go up, hit the escape key a few times, double click. Oops, did I do something wrong? Okay, double click, level 1, open, select the whole thing, and now when you rotate, I think this is the one, you place it here, okay, 18.66. Okay, so here we're kind of getting to the middle. I think it's going to be the next one where we flip. So we go to south elevation, go to copy, and then just copy this up here. Hit the escape key a few times, select this, edit boundary, open. Yeah, so now when I select this and go to rotate and place the center of rotation here, okay, so now it flips to the other side. So what you want to do here is then when you hit finish, go to the south elevation, and now when you copy, you're just going to select here, and then you just go up and you place it there. So that's basically the only thing that changes, and then again we just repeat the same process. So I'm just going to do this one, and then I'm just going to skip the rest of it because it's getting a bit repetitive for this tutorial. And now I have completed the whole thing, so if I go to the 3D view here, as you can see, the steps go all the way up. So we have all of them in place. As you can see, they're following the slanted column, which is really important. And now finally we just have to trim them because, as you can see, they're kind of sticking out here. So you just want to go here into level 1. You want to go to create, void forms, void extrusion, and then you can just sketch it out like this. Just kind of sketch out, yeah, something like that. Then you want to go to the 3D view, and you then want to set this to something like 2400. Hit apply, enter, and it's going to go all the way up, and it's going to trim all of them. So now we have that proper look. And then finally you can model some sort of connection between the column and the wall or something, just to kind of lock it in place, but I think it already looks really good. So now we have our basically our 1 square meter spiral stair here in Revit, and I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. So if you want to get this project file, or if you want to get any of my other Revit project files, as I said, the link is going to be in the description to my Patreon page, and then also up in the cards above, where you can get all of my Revit project files. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check out my website, balkanarchitect.com, for more Revit courses. There I have over 120 hours of content, and I'm adding more each week. Make sure to subscribe for more videos, and also I've added a video over there that might interest you as well.